What's going on, y'all? In this video, alcohol just erodes your subconscious programming and allows you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. To do and say things that you wouldn't normally do and say. So, right here, I got me a little mixture. This is some gin and pineapple juice with some orange squeezed in there, with some lemon squeezed in there, with some honey and cinnamon. Now, basically, alcohol is spirits. This shit is alcohol. Y'all done all seen that post that say that's where the term alcohol derived from. But it's spirits because it enables and brings out the spiritual side of you. The side of you that's not fucking going back and forth with your conscious mind debating on what you should and shouldn't do. It just bring out that spiritual side of you, that side of you that's powerful, that's strong, that's dominant, that's daring, that's courageous. They call this shit liquid courage because it does just that. It gives you that courage. But it's so crazy that they call it that because modern day, everything else just fucking puts you in fear mode. That's why everybody is so quick to get some alcohol because subconsciously, you know that something in that is going to help bring out that spirit. It's going to help bring out that strength, that power, that will, that courage energy. So, yeah, I just want to share this download with y'all. It erodes your subconscious programming. So basically your everyday thoughts, and it's your id thoughts. Sigmund Freud came up with that three-pronged diagram with the id thoughts, the ego, and the superego. So let me break that down real quick. Your superego lies in the middle. This is basically the societal programming that's upon you, the traditional cultural city economy that you living in, and it's basically telling you what to do, what not to do, what to say. You fucking wear clothes. You fucking don't cuss around kids. You fucking don't be too overly sexual in your thoughts and in your speech in certain work environments and certain places. And then, yeah, it's just a lot of fucking boundaries and gray area. That's the super ego. That's the family, tradition, society, customs of what they say do and don't do. Then your ego is basically you and you battling between your id. So really the super ego, we can say, is in the back. And the ego is in the front. And the ego battles between the super ego, which is the family, tradition, society, the cultural programming of what's good and right to do. Then you got your id thoughts. I don't know why the fuck it's called the id thoughts, but I always looked at it as what you identify with. But your id thoughts is like them fucking impulses, them fucking random thoughts about, ooh, I want to fuck her. Ooh, I don't like this nigga. I want to fight him. Ooh, goddamn, what the fuck going on over here? Ooh, what the fuck? Why the fuck they do that? Ooh, da 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 da. It's like your crazy thoughts and things that you would never say. The things that come out of you that you like, nah, I'm not going to say that. And then if you do let it id, it's called a Freudian slip. It's when your id thoughts slip out. You just said some shit that you was like, nah, why did I say that? You just embarrassed yourself. You just fucking said some shit that you regret saying, did some shit you regret doing. It's called the Freudian slip. So, yeah, that's all of the societal programming. That's that Freudian breakdown of the id, the superego, and the ego. Remember, your ego is just always battling back and forth. First between you and your conscious mind. You're always thinking and talking, going back and forth. What to do, what to say, why to say it, how to say it. And that's just between your subconscious programming, which is the superego, and your own thoughts. And then, yeah, your id thoughts, your conscious thoughts of what you going back and forth with. So that's that. Sigmund Freud. Shout out Sigmund Freud. Shout out Alan Watts is coming to mind right now. But Carl Jung. Shout out Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. Basically, y'all, this motherfucking alcohol erodes the subconscious programming. It makes you do and say crazy shit. You might get into a fight. You might get into an argument. You might get into some passionate disagreement. You may just be way more laughy. You may just be way more open and talkative and social. That's just what that alcoholic spirit is going to do to you. So really, you need to just control it. That's really all it comes down to. Now, clearly, if you fucking drink a gallon of Hennessy, it ain't going to be no controlling nothing. And it's a good chance you'll be throwing up or in the hospital somewhere because it's fucking poison. Why the fuck are we able to buy liquid poison and it's just promoted and sold to us in mass quantities? And once you over the age of 21, that shit is just there for you to drink. Because clearly you can't drink too much of it. Clearly our bodies have a tolerance. But, all right, goddamn, it's America. Everybody drinks. Everybody is in this shit. Everybody loves this shit. Everybody gets off work and goes to happy hour. The fucking hour to go get cheap drinks at the bar and fucking socialize and just throw them back. Throwing back the poison. Throwing back the alcohol. Throwing back the spirits. Now, trust me, I got mine right here. So I'm with you. Toast up. Cheers. I don't give a fuck if it's poison, if it's alcohol, if it's demonic spirits, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because I'm here to tell you that you can control it. And you can also wield it and make it a benefit in your life. For one, a lot of y'all need to understand when it comes to creating a new self, when it comes to becoming somebody different, aka self-deifying, when it comes to alchemy, when it comes to you being one type of man or woman, and you say, no, I want to become a whole nother type of man or woman. The shit involves heavy ritual. Now, going to the gym and working out is a ritual. Waking up and brushing your teeth and washing your face is a daily ritual. But when it comes to you fucking pulling out some script, writing on the notepad saying, I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this. This is what I want. This is who I'm going to become. Then when it comes to you lighting some fucking candles around you, having some crystals, having some tarot cards, and having some alcohol, tap in on those solo sessions and really invoke that energy, really invoke that spirit. Because all that happens is it's a checkpoint in your reality. It's some symbolic, repetitious, ritualized, symbolic thing that's going to evoke something in your subconscious and you can't come back from it. You're going to know that you did it. So even when you come to a point in your next day, you got to go to work or be around your family, and then you torn between how should I interpret this situation? How should I behave? What should I do? Should I be that me from a week ago that was timid, that was scared, that was fucking insecure? Or should I be this new me that was just drunk and ritualizing some crazy spiritual, powerful energy? And it's that simple. You really don't need to work out. You really don't even need to get a bunch of money when it comes to self-deifying, when it comes to ritualizing yourself and becoming something new. It really just involves tapping in and reprogramming your subconscious mind. So yeah, that's what the alcohol erodes, is the subconscious programming. Basically, like, and you really got to be careful. Like, let's just be real. Like, I'm going to just be real. Like, yeah, it's America and everybody drink. And when everybody drink, they turn into something different. So women get more lustful. They more ready to fuck. Niggas is way more on the prowl and looking for pussy, or looking to fucking fight another nigga, or looking to rage out against the cops. That alcohol do some crazy shit. So ultimately, you gotta be aware and guarding yourself against that shit. If you a man and you got a girl and she like to drink, you gotta know that it's some motherfucking consequences that could potentially come with it. So that's why it's always, you got to be strong. You got to be in control. You got to be powerful. You got to be dominant, and you got to be secure in yourself. And then you got to make sure that whatever woman that you giving your love and attention and attraction to is motherfucking at least giving that same love, attention, and attraction to you. So she ain't gonna go out and give it to another man once that motherfucking alcohol and spirits get into her. Same thing with women. But that's what this fucking game of life is with alcohol. Same thing with men and women and their relationships. But this alcohol is going to do that shit. It's a crazy spiritual game of life that we live in. But it erodes your subconscious programming. And it make you say some crazy shit. And it make you just be turned up, happy, dancing. You might not even dance. You might be stoic. You might be so fucking down to earth. You might be so fucking goddamn logical and sensible. You start drinking 4 shots and then you dancing and you turned up, you jumping, you happy, you hugging people, you expressing love. It's really like a psychedelic. For one, weed is a low-level psychedelic. Mushrooms and acid, weed is right there. It's just a low-level version of it. But alcohol is essentially that in many ways, shapes, and forms. Alcohol brings out the spirit in you. That's all psychedelic is. It means spirit coming out of the body. So it's all just different forms of it. And truly, alcohol is interesting because shrooms makes you feel loopy and bouncy, colorful, touchy, feely, in tune with your body. Acid is like very like you're on a spaceship, you zooming, you going fast, it's intense. Alcohol is literally watery and wavy because it's liquid. You drinking that motherfucking liquid. And then that shit puts you watery. It puts you in a wavy emotion. And then one thing I really want to start talking to y'all about is the chakras. So the sacral chakra is the chakra that involves pleasure and creativity. So of course you drinking that liquid, drinking that alcohol, it's going to put you more in tune with your pleasures. It's going to put you more in tune with what's funny, what's good, what's happy, what's blah. But just remember, y'all, alcohol erodes the subconscious programming. So you got to be careful within your own self. That's why you end up doing things that you regret, end up saying things that you regret. This game of life really does come down to a lot of manipulation. It comes down to a lot of manipulation of your own life, how you want people to perceive you, because it may be business and social. So it's like you want to have certain social relationships. You want to have a certain business relationships and a certain quality of how people perceive you. But you may be going to your fucking company party and then you drinking too much. You may be going to some company event, or you may be with your family, or you may be going to some college party, or you may be going to some house party, some whatever event, some bar, and you start drinking too much. Then you do and say some crazy shit that you only know that you should be doing and saying when you by yourself. Now you done fucked up your manipulation. And it's always a way to recover and bounce back from any embarrassment, from any crazy social setting, from anything that you do, especially on fucking social media or on camera. If you do some shit and you regret it, because it's all subjective. Like a lot of people out here do some shit and you like, I would never do that. But let your ass get drunk and you gonna end up being a person that do it. So there's a lot of gray area, a lot of subjectivity. But goddamn, it's always a way to bounce back. There's always a way to alchemize. And I actually learned this and remember this from Drake. He said it's the 72-hour rule. Now, sadly, this shit didn't apply when Kendrick fucking put the windmill jam on his ass, the 72-hour rule. But he said that when you do something bad, when people fucking get a bad perception of you, you fuck up your name in the media, whatever happens, 72 hours later, people gonna forget about it. So apply that to your own life, whether you in a bar, whether you out drinking with friends and something happened, you say some shit, you mad, you upset, just think about the 72-hour rule. Everybody got so much shit going on in their individual lives that they end up not thinking about you. So that's a little channel message. Definitely wanted to bring that to y'all just so you can, again, end the guilt complex. Because like I said, that guilt makes you act weird, but that alcohol makes you act spiritual. So that's why you just got to do the work. Self-improve, become greater, become stronger, become more powerful. And then that alcoholic spirit, you'll be able to control it more. And more so, like alcohol just allows you to act off your capacity. What is your ability? What can you say? What can you physically do? It makes that shit come out of you. It'll make you fucking jump over some shit. It'll make you try to do a handstand. It'll make you fucking take the mic and have a solo monologue amongst a group of people. And then you end up saying some shit that's like, has no coherence, no accuracy to truth. You just end up spewing some shit that's out of your unconscious mind and you just really wanted to always say it. Now you got the liquid courage to say it. And now everybody looking at you weird. The fucking record done stopped. And now you have a moment to live with and go to sleep with for the rest of your life. So that's why you want to always tap in spiritually and always study, because the alcohol, when it brings out the true you in any situation, you want to make sure that the true you is a real motherfucker. You want to make sure that the true you is legit and solid. You want to make sure that the true you can handle yourself in any given circumstance. Now, the physicality, the athleticism, you working out, whatever happens, that shit is a plus. It is an add-on to what happens when you drunk. But then more so with what you say and how you dance and how you move and how you groove. It's like, yeah, goddamn. Because really what you see, people that are repressed, y'all drink a lot and then you end up really embarrassing yourself. You end up really crashing out, throwing up, just becoming something so totally different than what you ever was seeing before. That's what happens when you suppress a lot of your emotions and your energy and nobody knows the real you at all. So be careful with that. But yeah, y'all, alcohol just erodes the subconscious programming. So stay in control and stay godlike, and make sure you motherfucking exercise at the very least if you're going to be drinking. And goddamn hydrate all the time, because that also will make the alcohol have less of effect. But goddamn, toast up, my good people. Stay godlike. I feel like the Dos Equis, man. The most interesting, man. What did he say at the end? Stay thirsty, my friends. Stay godlike, my friends.